Welcome to Developing Palates. This review recap is brought to you by J.C. Newman. Founded in 1895 by Julius Caesar Newman, J.C. Newman Cigar Company is the oldest family-owned premium cigar maker in America. J.C. Newman rolls its El Rolage, factory throwouts, and Trader Jack's cigars by hand-operated vintage cigar machines at its historic cigar factory in Tampa, Florida. It also hand-rolls its Brick House, Perla del Mar, El Baton, and Quorum cigars at the J.C. Newman Pinza Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. J.C. Newman's Diamond Crown, Maximus, Julius Caesar, and Black Diamond cigars are handmade at Tabacalera A Fuente in the Dominican Republic. With its longtime partners, the Fuente family, the Newmans founded the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation, which supports low-income families in the Dominican Republic with education, healthcare, vocational training, and clean water. Learn more by visiting jcnewman.com. Hello, everyone. Aaron Loomis here, coming to you from the Ventura Cigar Company studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu. How you doing, Jiunn?
Pretty good.
So today we are talking about the Henry Clay Warhawk Toro. The cigar is 6-inch by 50 ring gauge. Comes out of the Flor de Copan factory in Honduras. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Connecticut. Binder is Connecticut broadleaf, and the filter is from Honduras. Price point is $8, and the cigar was released in March of 2019. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your smoking experience like?
It was average for me. So the best part of it, I thought, was the first third. So first order was really good. I felt like kind of that the more run-of-the-mill, like good traditional Connecticut shake flavors, nuts, bread, baking spices, cedar. Really like a cigar that has that whole profile. It's kind of got that sweetness, breadiness, a little bit of spice coming through. Really enjoyed it. Retrohale opens up that baking spice and cedar that much more. Finished long, lingering baking spices, cedar. Strength-wise, BDM, body BDM throughout the whole time. But I'll also say within the body, especially within that first third, I thought that even though it was medium body, like I felt like there was like considerable attention paid to the body. I got some really nice tannins in there as well, so I dug it. But unfortunately for me, past that first third mark, the profile really fell apart. I felt like, after that, it was just heavy on that cedar note, and came up with some like light baking spices, and that was basically it. So it was a bummer given how much I enjoyed the first third of it. In terms of the burn and draw, I thought it was just flawless. It was perfect.
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasted wood and mild baking spice, and then a little bit further in, some black pepper started mixing in with the baking spice. About an inch in or so, toasted wood remained up front. Baking spice, black pepper had mellowed a little bit, but had a really long finish to it. Retrohale has a fuller version of that same profile. And then as the first third was wrapping up, a little bit of char joined the toasted wood while the baking spice pepper mixture was still in the background. Strength was slightly below medium. And then second third, char and pepper leave the profile, returning the cigar to kind of how it started with that toasted wood and some baking spice. Further in, a little bit of hay joins the profile, while the baking spice has become very faint. Retrohale continues to mimic the mouth draw profile with a slightly fuller version. And as the second third was wrapping up, cigar gained a slight effervescence to kind of enhance that toasted wood and the hay note. Strength bumps up to medium. And then in the final third, profile is toasted wood and hay, becoming a bit dry. A little further in, a dry dirt note joins in. Retro kind of still shows that same profile as the mouth draws. And as the cigar wraps up, a little bit of char rejoins the profile. Strength remained at medium. And in regards to construction, the burn was straight the whole way. Just had an issue with the cigar going out once in the middle third. But the ash held on 1.25 inch increments. And in regards to the draw, I thought it was perfect. I had no issues with it at all. So overall, what were your thoughts on this one?
Overall, it was average. I thought it had a really promising first third. Really dig, especially that body and tannins that the cigar gave. But unfortunately, the last couple of thirds were pretty average, mediocre, with that cedar-like baking spice. I mean, it was unfortunate that I didn't get any of the like that toasted, that breadiness, that nuttiness that I got out of the first third. So, it's hard, man. Like I feel like it's a special letdown if I feel like a cigar starts out so well And my expectation is, okay, it's going to build on this flavor type and continue on to something that's better or consistently good. But this is quite the opposite story after that first third. So good construction, actually flawless, perfect construction. But, even with that said, it's going to be a pass for me.
Yeah, I thought this was actually a pretty good Connecticut shade offering. Has a good amount of body to it. I'm not really typically impressed by offerings that come out of Altadis, but I think this one kind of bucks that trend. Um, I think that Connecticut broadleaf binder helps the body of this cigar a little bit more than a traditional Connecticut shade cigar. So I don't know, man. There's something about this that kind of like it's just a little bit better than what the typical Connecticut shades are. Price point's really nice on the cigar, so that helps with the value. But it doesn't factor into our scores or anything like that. So I thought it was pretty good. So getting into the scores, I was a high score at 6.72. You gave it 6.10. I'll speak to my score first. I thought it was a good flavor profile, really good construction. I think that this is probably going to do fairly well for them. Maybe moving just kind of beyond the regular smokers of Henry Clay and maybe get into some people that probably don't typically smoke that, but we'll have to see it because obviously you didn't have the same experience as I did. So I think my score matches up very well with my experience. So how about you at 6.10?
Yeah, I mean, I think it matched up well as well. Promise opening, really good construction. Everything like literature-wise sounds so good about this cigar, right? You have that name like Henry Clay, that has so much history behind it. A really nice price point of $8, but in my opinion, you could find way better Connecticut shade cigars out there than this.
Right. All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. But also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.